Welcome to Vigyavastunastrology. Welcome to another episode of Guru Purnima series. Today we'll have with us Sir K. Rajesh Chaudhary. Sir, a warm welcome to you. And today we have chosen a topic of Pitru Dosha. Many of us have this in various degrees in our charts, and we are all, many of us are facing the issues also. Sir is today going to teach us how to look at the Pitru Dosha in a chart, and he has given wonderful remedies for it. Please be with us and watch the session. Sir.
Happy Guru Purnima to all the viewers and all the students of astrology and Vigyavastu. Happy Guru Purnima. Guru Purnima, as the name itself suggests, it falls on a Purnima, Ashad Purnima. And Lord Shiva is considered the first Guru in mythology, in Hindu mythology. And on this date, he imparted instructions to Saptarishi, who later on, through them, later on the knowledge flowed in our society. And this day is also remembered as the birthday of Lord Buddha, Maharishi Vedyasa, who was son of Rishi Parashar, who wrote the Brit Parashar Hora Shastra, which is the founding text of Hindu astrology, Vedic astrology. And on this day, Lord Buddha delivered his first sermon to his disciples in Sarnath. And possibly just 5 weeks before, on another Purnima, he got that enlightenment. So, if you see the importance of Purnima in our life, it is very important. In past, in our societies, there used to be a standard practice. Nowadays, it is not possible and it is not there. But when I was young, so on Purnima and on Amavas day, a Brahmin lady used to come to our house and ask for some. And usually she was given something made of wheat. So it has its roots in propitiation of sun, moon, Rahu and Ketu.
So we still have that tradition right now in Mumbai. I still do it.
Okay, yeah, that is very good, because if we see what we used to do in those days, traditionally, many planetary remedies were part of our lives. Were part of our lives. So the feeding of dog,
cow,
and these, and giving a part of food to Agni. So all these things were a kind of propitiations, which are part of our life. But slowly with the modern society and things like that, we have moved away from them. So let's see how we identify Pitru Dosha or curse. It's a kind of curse by forefathers. In stricter terms in English, we know this as curse by forefathers. So Pitru Dosha is said to be formed when either Rahu or Ketu, when they closely influence the sun or the moon or Jupiter in a horoscope, or when Rahu Ketu are placed in a malefic house. That in itself is kind of Pitru Dosha. So another important thing is when they are not afflicting sun, moon or Jupiter, or they are not placed in malefic houses, but they are closely afflicting 5th house or 9th house. Because 5th and 9th houses are related to, of our Kundli, are related to past lives. So the Pitru Dosha has its roots what we did in our past lives. So it is a curse due to our deeds or issues which were there in a past birth. So 5th and 9th house, when they are closely, very closely afflicted by Rahu or Ketu, then they also lead to Pitru Dosha. So if 5th or 9th house in this second point, Rahu Ketu cannot afflict 5th and 9th house from a malefic house. So the degree of the problem, sufferings, is lesser if Pitru Dosha is due to this configuration. And the lords of 5th and 9th house are okay, not very weak or badly placed. So how these manifest? How do we know that Pitru Dosha is there? Because as an astrologer, we know it from the horoscope, but a person who seeks our guidance, he is not knowing the planetary configuration or placements or degrees in his chart. He is just telling you how he is suffering, why, what problems he is facing. Suppose there is a problem that even after 8 years of marriage, no progeny is there. So when such issues are there, that inordinate long delays are there in manifestation of simple things, or that there is a phenomena of death of children, early death of children in their family, or children suffer from some issues like they are not speaking, or they have some other disability. So those kind of setbacks, like health issues of severe nature, like which are not easily treatable, they are there in more than one member of family, or one after another. Many people are suffering from same problem. Or there is a combination like many natives do not get married in a family. I have seen cases in which 3 brothers are there and all 3 are not married. One got married and then he got divorced. So all of them have very severe and strong afflictions to 5th, 9th, or sun or moon. A kind of that shows, that impels you to see their horoscope, that whether Pitru Dosha is there or not. So you will find in almost 9 out of 10 such incidents in horoscopes, you will see that Pitru Dosha is there, because that manifests very seriously in the life, and that changes the outlook of life altogether. It is not like getting delay in marriage of 1 or 2 or 3 years. It is like you have tried it for many years, but nothing is. So basically these arise due to very close afflictions, which we saw in the last slide. And whenever Rahu Ketu afflict 5th or 9th house, or Sun, Moon, Jupiter, which cause Pitru Dosha, that means we are being cursed by the forefathers, which means that we did something very wrong in past life, which resulted in this kind of curse. Otherwise, no father would curse his son, or no grandfather would curse his grandson, because those relationships are like that. So that means there has to be a very strong negative reason. So that is seen by Rahu Ketu's influence on, close influence on 5th, 9th, and basically if you see what is the nature of afflictions, nature of afflictions is in the nature of curse only, and these are based on our past deeds. Whatever planets we are born with, they are kind of a balance sheet of our past karma. So whatever afflictions are there, or strengths are there, are good karma. weaknesses are bad karma, and afflictions are like very bad karma. And the effort we do to mitigate these, the remedies, they are like payment of taxes. Like whatever that God has done an assessment of your deeds, this is good, this is bad, and this is very bad. So he has put a fine on your in your chart. So you keep on servicing that, you keep on paying the fine, you keep on chanting some mantra or some follow some remedy. So if you are continuously doing that, then you are able to control the negativity. And if you are not doing it regularly, then the negativity increases and setbacks are very severe. So how these planets, why and how these afflictions come? Whenever you find that there is an affliction from 12th house lord, so that means you did something very wrong due to your vices, like habit of gambling, habit of intoxication, drug abuse, or some things like that. So the people who suffered because of your bad habits, they cursed you, and those curses manifest as affliction of 12th house. You lose things. Yeah, there are big losses. Whatever planet is placed in the 5th house, you lose significations related to that planet. Like 5th lord is sitting in 9th house and is very weak, you lose in relationships. Separation is there, long separations are there, that may even lead to divorce, or your children suffer because of that affliction. And if there is a affliction of 6th house lord, that means you were very high-handed and you misused or abused your force, authority, physical force and authority. That comes from 6th house. So if you are enjoying, like this should be a learning thing for our conduct and our behavior in this life also, because what we are suffering from because of that. But now if we know, those, especially those who are watching this video, now they know that what action is going to result in what result in your next birth. So it is in our hands. It is not in our hands in this life, but it is in our hands in this life to have a good horoscope when we are born next. So at least if we start doing good and follow right conduct in every birth, so our karma shackles are loosening with every birth. And maybe after 1000 births or after 500 births, we may get salvation. That is only possible when your chart is free of afflictions. Then that means the debts are being serviced and the debts are less. And people who have so many afflictions and so many problems, that means their debt burden is increasing with every birth. So those who are in spiritual meditation or disciplines following, so they should understand the nitty-gritty of karma. Generally people say that what we do with these afflictions, if we do anything, we are binding ourselves to more karma. And if we do nothing, many people from West contact me and say that whatever afflictions are there in our chart, if we suffer those, is it an easier path to wash away our karma? And instead, if we are doing remedies and suffering less, then again we have to take birth to suffer rest of the things. So there is a error in understanding, because if you do remedy and follow right conduct, your earlier karma is getting burned, and in
Balance.
fact, your future birth, you are not accumulating any bad karma. So you will be born with lesser afflictions in the next life. That shows, suppose you see horoscopes of a family, of a big family, husband, wife, children, and then children's next generation, third generation. And many times I have seen that afflictions are progressively decreasing in across the family line. Grandfather carried many afflictions, then sons start lesser afflictions, and there are people whose grandsons and grandchildren are with very less afflictions. So that shows that this family or this clan, basically all of us are being reborn in same clan. We are in same relationships, we are circulating. So if you see the horoscope of 3-4 generations of a family, and you see that progressively the charts are now okay and good and with fewer afflictions, that means that their karma is getting burned. And if you find that problems are increasing with every next generation, then that shows that Pitru Dosha is very strong and it is manifesting in each and every generation. So the curse of eighth lord is the most malefic planet, and curse by father or spouse of the person is most serious, is of most serious nature, because father, come what may, father will not think bad about his son or daughter. But if you do something so wrong that even your father cursed you, that means it was really against the thing. So that affliction, that is in itself a Pitru Dosha. So curses and Pitru Dosha, let's see a few examples. Like in this chart, we find it is the birth of Purnima, but Sun, Ketu, Moon, Rahu, they are in close conjunction.
Yes.
And Mercury and Saturn, Mercury being the lord of 12th house, is sitting here and afflicting Saturn. Jupiter is in debilitation, Sun is in debilitation, Venus is in debilitation. Saturn is the lord of 5th house. So despite being born on a full moon day, this eclipse-like situation in her chart led to very short life. This girl passed away at the age of around 15. And here, because Ayush Karka is also afflicted. And ascendant lord is also debilitated and placed in 12th house. So, and that was a sub period of Ketu when this negative event happened. And if you just see the position of Sun, she was the eldest in her family, so no elder brother was or sister was there. Sun rules, signifies father. Sun is debilitated, close conjunction with Ketu. So after passing away of this girl, just a few years later, his father also passed away. Here the manifestation of Pitru Dosha is very strong, as both the luminaries are afflicted by Rahu Ketu. Sometimes affliction can be one-sided. Rahu may be afflicting just one planet placed in Leo. But here, these kind of Pitru Doshas are very severe when some planet is closely conjunct with either Rahu or Ketu. Then that becomes a double affliction and very and that manifests in a very severe nature in the chart. Like next chart, here also if we see Pitru Dosha, the Rahu Ketu axis is at 2849, and both sun and moon are
Very close.
afflicted. Here the benefit to moon is that moon is not afflicted by Rahu. It is only afflicted by Ketu, and it is the ninth lord and placed in exaltation, and placement wise it's okay, but it is weak as it is very in advanced degrees. So it has just 35-40% strength, and is suffering from Ketu's affliction very closely. So here the manifestation is like this person, he's a young boy. He suddenly had a very steep decline in his educational performance. He was very bright till 5th or 6th standard, and by the time he came to 12th standard, so it was very difficult to pass in subjects. He was not doing at all well in studies, and his health took a beating. He had to undergo surgeries. Even on as we are talking, today is 12th June or 13th.
Today is
12th. So in a couple of days he is again going to be admitted for a surgery. The here sun, the significator of father, is in exact affliction. So the benefit of father's company is very limited. Father is in such a profession that he is not able to live with the family for more than 2 months a year. So that otherwise father is supporting them from money point of view, because ninth lord moon is strong and slightly is an exaltation and well placed, and is suffering slightly lesser affliction than sun. So sudden decline in health, sudden dip in performance in studies, and some events happened in their family during COVID which have totally changed the course of their life. They have totally changed the things, like they planned that studying, he will be going to so and so university abroad and this and that. Things happen like that. One or two sudden deaths happened in the family, which led to total change of plan. So both his mother and father, they do not have correct horoscopes. So they asked me to rely on his and his brother's horoscope. His brother's horoscope also carries similar afflictions. Next chart. In this chart, the Pitru Dosha is manifesting in good houses in ascendant and 7th house. And here the affliction is to sun. Moon is not afflicted, but moon is placed in a bad house. And moon is very weak. So here the manifestation of Pitru Dosha was like father suffered many setbacks in his profession. So much so that all his property went to service debts and nothing was left for him as an inheritance or support or some house or some property. Everything was with banks and things like that. So nothing was left. So that was okay because this person was doing well professionally because he has a very strong Venus, second lord, the prime determinant of profession for Virgos, and exalted Jupiter here. So professionally he was doing well, but after his father's bankruptcy, his father suffered from cancer, and that led to his passing away at his young age. He had just started working, and he got married, and just after a few years, 2-3 years, his father had suffered from cancer and left. And now this person himself has started suffering from blood pressure and things like that. But at a very young age, he has started manifestation of many indicators of many potential disorders are already there. So Pitru Dosha or affliction, Pitru Dosha is a name of an affliction, but it can be very severe like we saw in an earlier example, and sometimes it can be mild when it is not afflicting weak planets and in bad houses. So how do we remedy the Pitru Dosha? How do we remedy? Because fruit of the pudding is in the eating. You have to, an astrologer has to guide. It is his moral and utmost duty to provide solution. The solution is regular propitiation of Rahu and Ketu.
Yes.
And when involved planets are benefic, strengthen those planets with a kavach or gemstone, and propitiate Rahu Ketu on a daily basis. Propitiation of Rahu is very easy. In most part of the world, we get birds, barring some, leaving some season of snow and harsh winter. Otherwise, most of the time we get birds, local birds. You feed them with something sweet and fried. Like in America, people uh, feed marshmallows. So marshmallows, they happily eat the birds. And sweet buns or donuts, you can give in pieces. So that is a fried sweet kind of thing. So doing that on a regular basis, daily basis, is very important to pacify the Pitru Dosha. And for Ketu, the most important remedy is feeding a dog. If stray dogs are not available in your country, or you are not able to do that on a daily basis, you can contribute to some charity for animals or dogs are there, where you can give a weekly or monthly contribution. And if it is close by, you can visit it on a monthly basis and do the remedy, and for rest of the month you can contribute there. On mantra side, for Rahu, the best thing is to recite Mahamrityunjay mantra 108 times, and those who are not able to fluently recite that, they can just run a YouTube video and just listen to it, and slowly they can start reciting. So it's not necessary to recite it, but positive energy is always there. You do the remedy in whatever way is possible, but make sure that you do it daily. And punctuality is important. You do that same time every day. If you fix up a time in the morning between 8 to 8:30, to try to do that every day between that time. It's not something like when I get time, I will listen to the Mahamrityunjay, then it's okay. You have to be punctual, dedicated, and faith has to come from within you. That is the thing that planet is looking into that. So you have to be dedicated and sincerely do that, and try to do that every day on a fixed time. Even if you are feeding a dog in afternoon, in between when you go out for a walk from your office, then do that every day that time. It should not be like I do it sometimes when I go home in the night and this and that. So try to do that at a fixed time. That discipline is very important in remedy. Discipline has to be there. And planets make you disciplined. When you follow the instruction and be disciplined, lead a disciplined life, most of your problems, health issues start resolving. I just remember a story my friend shared with me. He said, I have joined such and such a religious organization. And after that 2 months, I am feeling very energetic and very well. So I said, what do they tell you? What do you do? He said, I go there, I chant this, I chant this. I said, okay. I said, what time you go there? He said, I have to reach 4:15 sharp. 4 a.m. So he used to get up 3:55 and in 20 minutes he used to reach there. I said, the secret of your feeling good and happy and improvement in your life lies in you're waking up at 4 a.m. There is nothing in what they are doing rest of the time. But they have, you were a late riser. He used to get up at around 8:39. So they made him an early riser. And that 4 o'clock discipline improved his health, improved his eating habits, and overall feeling of positivity was there. So that discipline, the discipline is very important in remedies. So the remedies are simple. Whatever is possible at your location, do not shy away from things, but whatever is possible, try to do that. Do not seek alternatives. Many people tell me, sir, we can't, if we can't do this or do that, what is the alternative? I said, just first give it try. After that, ask alternative. Otherwise, you start with the third option. And then that is not that planet is not looking for that. That you have to impress upon that you are doing something out of your genuine feelings, faith. That pleases the planet most, and those remedies work faster and stronger.
So many of them during our consultations, like many of the parents, especially the mothers, they tell me, ki, I'm sure my child will not do this, so can I do it for him? So what is your take on that?
If child is of a very young age, then yes, parents can do. But if the child can do that on his own, that reminds me of a thing. There was a lady who consulted us for his brother and said, my brother, he was not getting married. So my father told him that ask him to give a roti to stray dog every day. She said that is very easy because there are 2-3 stray dogs which are around our house all the time. So it is very easy. So he started doing that remedy. Then she came, she said, he is doing that remedy for past 3 months, but nothing has happened. 2-3 offers were there for marriage, but all the reply was all in negative. So why? So my father asked her that, is he doing the remedy by himself? She said, yes, I cook the chapati and he gives it to the dogs. But there is one, she said, Mr. Chaudhary, there is one important thing, that he doesn't like the dogs. He shouts at them, he kicks them, and then gives them roti some distance away from our house. So my father told them that when dogs are sitting right in your doorstep, give them, offer them roti there, and instead of shouting and kicking them, ask him to fold his hands and pranam to the dog. And it is very difficult to, he is very difficult to.
So, sir, nowadays, like the new generation, maybe the children, they will not even listen. Okay, this needs to be done. They don't believe in all such things. So most of the parents say, "Can I do for them?" He may not do it. He may not do it regularly.
Like the child is studying engineering or doing MBA or at a hostel. He is living in a hostel. So there it is not practical for them to do.
Correct.
In those cases, yes, parents can definitely do.
Okay.
Thing is, just when you are doing for your kid, so just when you are doing, actually going to offer the thing, remember the benefit of your, recite the name, and do not like if you have to give roti to or a bread to cow for your own and your kids, so double the quantity, increase the quantity. There should be clearly differentiable portion should be there for whom you are giving. It's not that you take same portion and just tell take it for everybody. So that portion should be increased. Yes.
So that is doable.
Yes.
So I think viewers, sir has given us a wonderful section on Pitru Dosha. It's one of the very common doshas found in most of the charts. Somewhere down the line, our forefathers, to our parents, we ourselves do collect these curses by doing something wrong. And it is the best way. Sir has given us very easy remedies to do. I hope you all follow it. And thank you, sir. Thank you for such a wonderful session.
Welcome.
Hope to see you soon.